Good morning, Facebook family. How are you all today? How is everybody? Jump on, say hey to me. I want to know who is watching me this morning. I know I'm looking fabulous. Just finished a really good workout and just wanted to jump on and get a quick word in for you this morning. So say hello and tell me that you are watching. And if you are wondering why I look so good, I just finished a workout and wanted to jump right on, and because God has laid this word on me this morning. So I wanted to share with you about choosing peace. It seems silly, but it's one of those things. We have a choice. Do we choose peace, or do we choose anxiety? Do we choose fear? Do we choose worry? What do we choose? What do we choose to live in, right? And I was actually thinking, my cat is bumping the tripod. Y'all, excuse me. So this morning I was like, Lord, give me your word this morning. And I always trust that he will if he wants me to say something. And as I was driving home from working out, I'm sitting there thinking, I just shared with my friends that we're going to be going on a vacation. And they said, have a great time. I said, I really hope that we do have a good time. And one of the things that I was thinking in my mind is that, I hope Philip's having a good day. Philip is my husband. And I hope Philip's having a good day because Satan always seems to attack him right before we go on a vacation, and attacks while we're on vacation with his company. He runs his own company, building fences and decks and so forth. And he's always under attack. And so I was just thinking to myself, gosh, I really hope he's having a good day and choosing to be at peace. And y'all, I know it's probably subliminal, right? But I wasn't even paying attention to what was on the radio. And I was listening to, what is it called? K-Love. And the song Peace Be Still is on. Was not even paying attention. I was in these thoughts that we just had this discussion about, going on vacation and hoping that Philip was having a good day, and he was choosing to be calm and choosing to not let things get under his skin. And then this song is on, Peace Be Still. And it talks about not being afraid, not letting things get to you. Just have faith and be still and know, and you have to choose it. We have to choose it. And sometimes we get so caught up in the things of the world, y'all, me too, or the things going on within our lives, that all of a sudden we can be just tied up in knots, and the anxiety's welling up inside, the fear's coming, the depression is setting in, the anger, the rage, all of these different things start attacking, because we are choosing to not live in peace, to not allow God's peace and presence be over us. And I was thinking, as the world is really crazy right now, how many of us are choosing to block that out and live peaceably, choosing peace over everything else. When the storms come, how do you choose to live? This is what happened in Jesus' day. They were going on the sea. They were on the sea. And I want to share with you what happened in the storm, because his disciples are with him and a big storm comes up and Jesus is sleeping in the boat. How dare he take a nap, right? And they get all freaked out. And this is what they say. This actual version is coming from Mark 35 through 41. And it says, as evening came, Jesus said to the disciples, let's cross to the other side of the lake. So they took Jesus in the boat and started out, leaving the crowds behind. But soon a fierce storm came up. High waves were breaking into the boat, and it began to fill with water. Jesus was sleeping at the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. The disciples woke him up shouting, Teacher, don't you care that we're going to drown? When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, Silence! Be still. Suddenly the wind stopped, and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith? The disciples were absolutely terrified. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. "Even the wind and waves obey him." Wow. In the craziest of storms, Jesus was at peace because he knew he could control that. And after everything that he had done, and these disciples are following him and watching him, you're going to be afraid right now after everything I've done, everything you've seen, you're still going to be afraid? And don't we do the same thing? As followers of Christ that know the Lord and have seen him move in our lives, don't we still go back and allow fear and anxiety and worry and strife come in because we get lost in ourselves, because we are paying attention to us and not him? Y'all, that's the thing. We've got to focus on Jesus and Jesus alone, especially right now. What are some storms that have come into your life? Is it an illness? Is it a loss? Is it a loss of life? Is it a loss of your health? Is it a loss of a job? Is it the loss of your income, the loss of your home, the loss of relationships? All kinds of things can stir up in your life. These storms that come, and they will come. You know, we are on highs and lows, right? Mountains and valleys. And if we allow God to be with us, and if we choose to have the peace that Jesus left with us, then we can live a much more comfortable life. As we prepare to go out of town, I think, you know, is he allowing, my husband, is he allowing this to get underneath his skin? Or is he saying, I'm going on vacation. I'm leaving this here. Everything will be fine. I'm going to leave it in God's hands and just trust that everything will be okay. Do you do that? All this injustice going on around our world, it's not just one way or the other. It's all over the place. Everything going on in our economy, do you allow that to control everything in your life? This illness, do you allow it to control everything in your life? What's happening in your world? Or do you, at peace, just rest in Jesus and know? I know this is going to sound crazy, but I decided to watch Little House on the Prairie because that's back in the day where it seemed to be a simpler life and they had better morals and so forth. And I just thought, we need some of that in the house right now. So I turned that on and started watching it. And it's interesting because I remember as a child, I'm starting from season 1. And just in the first 3 episodes, just showing the different things that they had to go through as they traveled and trying to find a new place to live. And then they got settled. Then they were uprooted by the government because they weren't allowed to live on that land. And so then they had to start again. And, you know, even before that, they were, all kinds of challenges came their way. But I even giggle because I'm like, y'all got a smile on your face all the time. But it's because they had faith. And they talk about it in the show. They had faith. And they relied on the Lord and they loved each other and they worked through all of it together. And y'all, that's what we need to be doing. We need to have the peace of God that he gives us. And this is what he says. John 14:27. Jesus says, I am leaving you with a gift, peace and mind at heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. Remember that I told you I am going away, but I will come back to you again. If you really love me, you would be happy that I am going to the Father, who is greater than I am. I have told you these things before they happen, so that then when they happen, you will believe. You see, Jesus left behind the Holy Spirit so that he would be with us and that we could have that peace that surpasses all understanding. But you have to choose it. And if you haven't chosen Jesus, that's where to start, because he will give you the ultimate peace. Y'all, I hope this encourages you today with all the unrest in our world and in our lives. Choose peace, and you will have such a good day. Choose peace. Love you guys.